In today's video, I want to tell you guys some news about the new Starlink service plans. What's up everybody? Welcome to Freely Roaming. My name is Dan. We're out here in a plot of BLM land in the town of Rock Springs, Wyoming. We're on our way over to Overland Expo, Mountain West. This is the event that has taken place in Loveland, Colorado, just north of the Denver area, sort of in the larger Denver metro. So we've been using our Starlink for a couple of years now, actually probably going on 4 years to be exact. And there's been a lot of changes over time, and something that just happened last week that may be significant to a lot of you guys, and I want to kind of go over this with you. One of the things that Starlink has been really nice about for people that use the roam plan is that you've been able to put the roam plan on pause and basically pay nothing while you have the dish, and only activate it when you need to use it when you're out on a trip. So that's probably a large majority of people who use the roam plan, especially if you have internet at home and you're not like a full-time traveler like we are. The thing that's changed this last week is that all the roam plan customers got an email from Starlink. And if you're a roam plan customer, you probably got one too, that says that the pausing feature is changing. So the way that they're phrasing it is that it's not going away, that pausing, they're making it sound like that they're adding a new feature to pause, which is true. It's actually quite a nice feature from my perspective. They're now adding standby mode to the pause feature, which actually adds a really nice thing that I complained about in the past. It's a video that I made that's pretty popular, which I'll share with you guys down in the link below. Pausing now includes standby mode. And what is standby mode? Well, standby mode is a low bandwidth mode that allows you up to 500 kilobits per second of data rate, which is really slow. You're not gonna be able to do much with it. For those of you that remember, that's about equivalent to like 3G speeds back in the day, which actually we were traveling in the early 2000s. We were traveling with the full unlimited 3G data plan, and we were actually able to use YouTube. So this particular plan is $5. So pausing is going from free to pausing with standby that'll cost you $5 a month. So if you're literally not using your Starlink for anything except for when you go on trips, you may be not too thrilled about this, because now you're going from paying nothing to $5. And if you're currently paused with your Starlink, you will be canceled within 30 days, which is not a big deal because you can reactivate at any time. So instead of having the traditional pause that you pay nothing, you'll just be canceled. The new pause plan will become the pause with standby mode for $5 a month. What's cool about it is that you can actually still use the device for unlimited data. Now, how much unlimited data you'll get is questionable, because at 500 kilobits, you're not really going to be able to use that much. But the nice thing is that it's not metered, it's not monitored. So 500K, you can do things like texting, you can do things like, you can even make Wi-Fi calls, which is actually really great. And this is quite amazing for people that have the Starlink Mini, especially if you can carry this portably with you, is that you're really not going to be able to do anything for $5 that gives you this level of feature, meaning connection from anywhere in the world practically, and essentially unlimited texting and voice calls for only $5. So whether or not you'll be able to do more than that, I have yet to test it. So if any of you have been put on this pause with standby mode plan, please let me know. I've read some information online about people actually are using this, and they said they're able to stream standard definition YouTube, no problem. And of course, that's only a single stream. So I personally are pretty thrilled to have this, because what I'm thinking about doing is upgrading my Starlink mini dish to the standard dish. They've placed that $350 standard dish on sale at 50% off. So instead of $350, you can now buy one for $175. And that's quite amazing. And in fact, the roam plan being at $165, you can actually get this dish plus a month of service for the cost of the dish itself if you use the link below. I have a link below that if you click and sign up to buy a new dish with a new account for the new discounted price of $175, you'll get 1 month free service, which essentially means that you're paying just $10 for the dish, plus $165 for the month of service. And that's something that if you're going to pay for service anyways, is pretty much a no-brainer. The other nice thing about the pause with standby mode is that it's available to anyone. In the past, pausing was only available to users that are on the roam plan. Residential people that want to be on the residential plan didn't have the ability to put their plan on pause, so they were forced to pay the $85 or $90 a month, even for months when they're not using it, especially if you're using this for like a remote cabin or a second home, and you're leaving it there, or if it's a residential plan, it has to be used there at that location. But now you can put that plan on pause with standby as well for $5. So I think overall, it's going to be good for everybody. There will be a few of you guys that are not going to be happy about it because you're paying from 0 to 5. But one of the videos that I complained about back in the day when I first started using my Starlink was that when my dish was on pause and I traveled to a remote area with no cell service or no other service of any kind, I was not able to reactivate my plan because you needed to be able to get connection to the internet, to get connection to Starlink internet, to unpause. So there hasn't really been a solution to this until now, but this pause with standby mode actually solves that. For $5 a month, if you keep your plan on pause with standby for $5 a month, regardless where you go, you'll always be able to get at least text messages, voice calls, and some light web browsing, or even some light YouTube streaming with this $5 service. So that effectively solves that problem. And it's been a while. I uploaded that video more than 3 years ago, I think. And finally, there's a solution for it. So there you go. That is it. That's the latest news on Starlink. And it's also, I think, is a great opportunity for somebody to buy the new standard dish. I'll put the link. It is a referral link for me below, because every time I refer somebody, the person who buys the dish gets their first month free and also gives me a free month of service. So if any of you guys want to take advantage of that and get the new discounted standard dish for $175, we'll both benefit. And as always, thank you guys for watching. We're headed over to Overland Expo Mountain West, which starts, today's the 14th. I believe it starts on the 21st or 22nd of August. If any of you guys are gonna be there at the event, come say hi to us. We'll be at the content creator area in Loveland, Colorado. I hope you guys are doing well. See you guys in the next one.